Well, good evening, good twin flames. This is Blue Lotus Rising, and it has been a very long time since I've done a reading for you. But the energies are very, very powerful at the moment, as no doubt many of you have been feeling. So I decided to just sit down with the cards, meditate for a bit, and see what the last half of March has in store for twin flames or couples that are on an ascension path. Okay, so let me get into it directly. On the first line, I have our current energies. This side is the masculine, this side is the feminine. Now, the masculine, as you can see, sorry, I got to shift my position a little bit, is in a position of strength this period from the Libra moon to the end of the month. He's in the energy of self-mastery, which is great, which is where we want the masculine to be, because he's been in, as previous readings showed, he was in a mood of anxiety and incompletion, and now that he's in mastery, self-mastery, I think that we're in a good place. Now for the feminine, I initially got this Page of Pentacles reversed, so I wanted more clarification. I was like, what does that mean, Source, when Page of Pentacles is reversed? And then I got the opposite side of the spectrum, like 10 of Pentacles, which is feeling very whole, very fulfilled. And the way that I make sense of this is that the feminine is in sort of alternating between this energy of feeling unsure about the dynamic with her masculine right now. When the Page of Pentacles is reversed, in terms of feelings, it means someone being unsure about the future of some kind of relationship. But the fact that there's also a 10 of Pentacles there means that the other side of it, in the other side of it, she is very committed to this relationship. And that is what, between them, there is this very powerful energy of commitment, the Hierophant, marriage, commitment, higher truth, soul mission. So we are right now at this point in the month, in this awareness of our deep connection to one another, and feeling very strongly committed to one another. Whereas the feminine, and understandably, has moments when she's wavering, saying, is this wholeness that I feel, is this sense of like coming to completion, because 10 of Pentacles is the last card in the Pentacle deck, so coming into completion, coming close to everything I've ever wanted, is this for real? And do I really want it with this masculine? Okay, so she's in that mode. Now, as you progress into later in the month, what happens is the masculine really both exercises a kind of strong feminine energy of nurturing, of protection, of love, of giving towards the feminine. And it's also that he starts to see her as the Queen of Pentacles. So it's interesting that I think he saw her as the Page of Pentacles, perhaps in the past, as someone who was not quite what he wanted, someone who might have been seen as immature. And he's also graduated from seeing her in that way to seeing her as his equal and a worthy partner. And that is symbolized by this process of transition over here. Obviously, it's a good thing that between the twin flames, there is twin flame love. Yeah, there's twin flame love that is between the two. So, in terms of how they feel about one another, it's becoming very, very clear to both parties that there is this very deep spiritual commitment and love, okay? And the feminine, as the month progresses, leaves behind her back and forth, and is in a position of very strong love towards the masculine. She may not be showing it. In fact, if I know divine feminines, most of us don't want to show this love after how the masculines have treated us. But there is this feeling there that's very, very strong, okay? And the feeling is what will lead to manifestation. And as you reach the end of March, the masculine is in the best place he could possibly be in, as in the masculine energy is solar energy and positively charged, and he is there. He's where he's supposed to be. And between them, something dies, which is not to be seen as something scary or, kind of a doom and gloom scenario. This is simply the death of the old. All right. And again, the feminine, I think in the last 2 weeks is a little bit unsteady. Okay. That's the message I'm getting, is the feminine has all these powerful feelings of love, of fulfillment, of commitment. And that makes her a little bit nervous. The moon says she's really like going back and forth as you had in the first week. And she's not sure what to do with this new equation between her and the masculine. And so I pulled some clarification cards for these cards here. So if we're looking at this as, what happens after the Libra new moon, and this is the Libra moon week that we're on, then you see this transition. Then the Fool means the masculine, again, it confirms the masculine is seeing the feminine in a completely new light, and it's a new chapter in their relationship. The Lover's twin flame card is explained by victory. So it's like super clear that there is a victorious twin flame union. Now, for some of you, that means that you both acknowledge this union as quickly as next week. And if that happens, you have to write a comment below this video and tell us what happened. That would be amazing to know what happened. And if it's not next week, then that it's still a very promising card. It's saying that this union victory is assured in this union. Like, this is not a namby-pamby reading. It's giving you a very clear and very direct answer. And so again, you have the Queen of Cups, King of Cups, and this is the marriage card. So the feminine, it clarifies that the feminine is feeling harmonious, she's feeling good about the masculine, and she's seeing him as a long-term partner. But the card coming up after the victory card, to me, says this is again suggesting that actual union is a very strong possibility for many twins now. And it's happening now, okay? It's happening in March. Now, I asked about, this last line clarification for that as well. And so what I'm getting here is that the masculine is feeling positive because he knows he's coming to the end of a process. He's almost at the end of a journey, okay? If this was 10 of Wands, he would be at the end, but he's nearing the end. He's a bit impatient. He wants to get to his feminine very, very soon, but he knows he's almost there, okay? Now, look at that. Death is mirrored by a similar horseman in the same position, and instead of death, what you have here is the offering of love. So it means the offering of life, okay? What is love if not life? Okay, life itself. So it means that here you have the death of some older aspect of the relationship, and it's being replaced by an offer of love, okay? Now, as I said, the feminine was sort of a bit in turmoil because of this. Now, I'm not getting that she's completely emotional. It's just that, she's hesitating. She has some anxiety. And that is because she knows that there is this very grounded offer coming her way of love and of a life change, okay? And she is very deliberately thinking about, do I want to invest in this? Do I want to take it forward? And the result is that she does take it forward, But, and again, confirm in the comments below if this is the case, if the masculine reaches out to her, divine feminine, in the next 2 weeks, the divine feminine, it looks like the divine feminine is going to respond to this love with a sense of caution. So she's going to be the one to sort of pull the brakes and be like, okay, let me see if I understand you correctly. Okay, so what kind of feelings do you have for me? And then she's going to be very, very cautious. And I think that's good for her. That's good for the divine feminine. It's good to establish balance and respect in the relationship. So she is not going to throw caution to the wind and jump into the arms of the masculine the moment he makes an offer. Instead, what she's going to do is she's going to be a little bit detached, a little bit hesitant, and she is going to be very practical. She's going to say, no, in reality, okay, it's nice that you have all these feelings, but in reality, what are we going to be doing? And in reality, I need some time to think this through. Okay, this is what I'm getting with this card, is that caution, deliberation, and slow steps. She is advocating slow steps in this union process. Okay, again, I couldn't be more proud of Divine Feminine for being there. Now, I also had to pull some outcome cards, and I just followed like my inner intuition. So I put one card down and I said, okay, then the next card will go as a pair with the previous card. So here, obviously, you see in the outcome, creativity, desire, freedom replaces being tied up and bound. Okay, what a wonderful scenario for twin flames. You also get, and again, I was called on to pick 3 here. You also get the original scenario of heartbreak being replaced with very deliberate thought and action. And look at that, completion. So what we had here was almost completion, which is why the masculine is starting to get excited. And the outcome is, hey, they're going to complete the cycle. It's going to happen. It's going to get done. So we're not going to be left dangling here. There's going to be nothing inconclusive about the state of your union by the end of the month. That's a big claim for me to make, but I'm going to put it out there. For a large number of twin flames, that final discussion, that final revealing of the actual energies between the flames is going to happen by the end of the month. And therefore, a very long, very, very complicated journey comes to the end. Okay? Now, for some waves of twin flames, it won't exactly be March, but it's very soon. It follows on the heels of March. I'm going to put it out there. It's going to happen in March. It's going to happen in April. It's going to happen in May. And for a final group of you, it's going to happen in June. But it's going to happen, okay? And I picked one final card to explain the most important energy between the twins this month. And that is the energy of generosity, okay? 6 of Pentacles. You know, the feminine has some doubts and is presenting a sort of cautious face to the masculine. But internally, she also cares as much. She wants to give to him as much as he wants to give to her. Okay. So I hope that this was clear for you, twin flames, and anyone else who's interested. As ever, if you thought this video was useful, please press like or subscribe and leave me a comment below. How is the month of March treating you so far? And how far are you in your twin flame union? All right, talk to you soon. Bye.